Eh? Told you I'd be back. Okay, so let's get some stuff out of the way. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Thomas Greywolf Atkins. You can feel free to Google me. Of course, I don't know what crap you're going to find, but feel free. But I want to get some stuff off my chest here because there's some stuff that's really plucking my last nerve. Okay? So, number one, of course, um, is the Taliban, al qaeda, Pakistan, terrorism in general. Okay, I'm really tired of hearing about it. I really am. I'm just sick and tired of it. Okay, first off, let's do this. This is the way I look at it. Now, everybody who knows me knows I'm a liberal Democrat. I am. But I'm also a former soldier. And I believe in winning by attrition. Forget diplomacy, win by attrition. Now, when it comes to the Taliban and al qaeda, okay, they have, since before the Russians invaded Afghanistan, been in the mountains along the Afghan Pakistani border. That's their running place, that's their hiding place. So, bomb it. And I don't mean just bomb it, I mean bomb it into oblivion. Turn it into one gigantic plateau. You see what I'm saying? Bomb it. Now, that being said, at the same time, there are some other things that you can do. Okay? One, stop giving money to Pakistan. Their new president has just out and out said that he supports the Taliban and Al Qaeda. Okay? He does. He said it. Most of the politicians in the Pakistani parliament support Al Qaeda. And they have no desire whatsoever to rule or try to rule those Al Qaeda and Taliban leaders that are in the mountains. They don't want to. None of them do. So, that being said, stop giving them one red cent. Nothing. If they can't do what needs to be done just out of decency, then don't give them nothing. Cut them off now. And if they threaten us, bomb them into oblivion, because I'm tired of hearing about them too. Okay? Now, putting that aside, I got the solution for stopping terrorism. Or at least the majority of it, anyway. You remember back during the Olympics, the Munich Olympics, when when the terrorists took over and killed those guys from Israel, and what did Israel do? They went after them. They went after their families. That's what we need to do. Just put it out there, all over the internet, all over Islam, everywhere. And before anybody says that I'm anti-Islamic, no, not at all. Not the true religion of Islam. Okay, that crap y'all call Islam. No, not at all. So, for me, what you do is this. Okay, you send out these messages all over Islam, all over the terrorist networks, and you say simple. It's real easy. One suicide bomber, one plane, anything. The moment we find out who you are, we're going to come for your family. We're going to kill your mama and your daddy and your brothers and your sisters and your cousins and your daughters and sons and wives, everything. If it's related to you by blood, it's going to die. And I guarantee you do this with 2 or 3 of these idiots, and terrorism's going to come to a standstill. Because now it just isn't them going to meet their virgins. Okay? Now, putting that aside, I'm going to talk a little bit about some politics here, especially Republicans, because don't get me wrong, I'm not happy with the Democrats right now either. Democrats, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Okay? You know, the women in the Democratic Party, and don't get me wrong, women are just as capable as men, in a lot of cases more capable than men. especially when it comes to the Democratic Party right now. You know, they got more sand than you men do, and it's a shame. I don't see any Democratic men out there making any noise. Get your face in front of the news camera and say the truth. Stop dancing around with it. Stop being so polite about it, because the Republicans ain't being polite about it. And they still got these rednecks out there who are voting for them. Now, going into that, I've heard people say, I vote Republican because I don't believe in abortion. Really? You don't believe in abortion? You'll vote for people who want to take away women's reproductive rights, who come up with this what do they call personhood act in these different states, and on top of the person, what's a part of the personhood act? You can't even get contraceptive. Women can't even get the pill. Yeah, that's what we need. We need more foster children. We need more orphans. We need more kids going up for adoption. When we have, what is it? I think the estimate is like 2.5 million children up for adoption in foster families right now in the United States. So that's what you want. You want more? So that means you, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you middle class to rich white people. You white women and white men who are always about, oh, I don't believe in abortion. Okay, so why don't you start adopting some of these kids? Start adopting some of them. You got the money to do it. Do it. You know why you won't? Because 90% of them aren't white. 90% of them are mixed race, black or Hispanic. And that's why you won't adopt them. That's why you won't do foster care for them. Because you don't want to bring in somebody else's kids to mess up your beautiful home. Not to mention the racist part of it. Right? Admit it. Really look at yourself. Look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and admit the truth. Don't dance around with it. Oh, Obama's doing this and Obama's doing that. Baloney. The reason you don't like Obama is because he's a black man. Well, guess what? That black man got elected the president a second time. So the majority of America doesn't agree with you, stupid. Now, you blame Obama for everything, when it's actually the Republicans who have blocked everything. Jobs bill. Just the jobs bill 39 times. Okay? I mean, it's ridiculous what they have blocked. The Paycheck Fairness Act. Right? H.R. 12, the Paycheck Fairness Act. That was a bill that would make it where women would get the same salary as men, and they would make it under law. It has consistently fell short. But this year, Republicans just straight up voted against it. The Elder Abuse Act. Really? You guys shot down a bill that would help elderly people from being abused and make stiffer penalties? Really? I know who you are. You're that white Republican living in that big house up on a hill who's got mama, because mama's like 80 and she's a pain in the butt to you, and you got her living in the maid's little room, right? Yeah, I know. The Wounded Veteran Job Security Act. That's right. Republicans who tout all this, I'm pro-veteran, pro-military, pro-jobs, and you shot down the Job Act that would give veterans jobs. The same veterans that you sent to a phony war to get maimed and killed. But you, Republicans, can't pass a jobs bill. Why? Because it was put forward by the Democrats and Obama, and we just can't pass anything for Obama. Give me a goddamn break. The Radioactive Import, notice I say import, Deterrence Act. This is a job that would, this is a bill that would actually stop people. It would provide, it would require like heavy licensing for people to import, not export, mind you, import radioactive material into the United States to be dumped. Yeah. Republicans want other countries with nuclear waste to dump them on American land. Look this stuff up, please. The Radioactive Import Deterrence Act, H.R. 515. Please. I mean, it's Vision Care Act for kids, which would allow children, especially underprivileged children, to actually get eyeglasses. Be capable of getting one free pair of eyeglasses per year. And it be shot down. Parental Leave Act. You know all you single parents out there? You know all you single parents who voted for Republicans? Smack yourself. Okay? Seriously. Smack yourself. Or better yet, go jump off a damn bridge. Or one of them crumbling bridges that Republicans refuse to fix. Jump off a bridge. Okay? Because they actually had a bill, the Parenthood Act, that would allow you to take leave. Wouldn't cost the government a penny. But it would allow you to take leave, like when your child is sick. Or for you guys, when your wife is having a baby. Yeah. They blocked and shot down the Stop Child Abuse in Residential Programs Act. Yeah, shut it down. A bill that would help abuse children that were just born, can't help themselves. You people that are that aren't pro-abortion, yeah. You're also not pro-child. Alien and Smuggling Terrorism Prevention Act, which would enact harder penalties on illegal alien smuggling and terrorism. The stuff that Republicans say they're so for. Yeah. The Truth in Caller ID Act. You don't like the telemarketers calling you, and you don't like it when their number is private, or it's got a totally different number than what they're actually calling from. That bill addresses that and would put heavy penalties on telemarketing companies. The Veterans Retraining Act, that's right, H.R. 1168. They shot that down. Why'd they shoot it down? I don't know. Since they're pro-veterans, right? They shot it down. The Homeless Veterans, notice that I'm saying veterans, reintegration program that would help reintegrate homeless veterans into society. Shut it down. The Water Quality Act. Yeah, that stuff you drink out of the faucet. They shut that down. They don't care if you drink contaminated water. Why? Because most of the companies that they support are contaminating the water. Disabled Veterans Home Improvement and Structure Alteration Grant, allowing disabled veterans to get a grant to actually improve their home, like put in ramps and larger doors, and that kind of thing, to help them because they're disabled. Republicans shot it down. That's right, Republicans. These pro-military, pro-veterans, they shot it down. This is just a few of them. You understand what I'm saying? This is not like, this is not something that I'm saying and there's no proof of it. Look it up and you'll see it. It's ridiculous. You Tea Party morons. And yes, I called you a moron. You Tea Party morons. You guys are idiots. Serious idiots. And I'm going to tell you why you're idiots. You keep voting conservative. You keep voting for Republicans because you keep hollering about no taxes. We don't want taxes. We want lower taxes. Okay, first off, if you're making under $1 million a year and you vote Republican, you're an idiot. And I'm telling you straight up. If you make less than $1 million a year and you vote Republican, you're an idiot. Because your taxes haven't changed. Your taxes haven't went down. They have stayed the same. But you know whose taxes have went down? That's right. All those who are over $1 million. All those who make more than $1 million a year, their taxes are lower. Look it up for yourself. Stop watching Fox Faux News. Stop listening to that idiot Rush Limbaugh. And seriously look it up yourself and see the truth. Because if you keep voting for these morons, you're voting for the demise of this country. You're voting for the ruination of the United States. Now, you know, I don't even know how it is you would vote for someone based on a philosophical or a theological question like abortion or religion when you don't have a job or when you're about to lose your job or you're collecting unemployment because you lost your job. If you honestly believe that President Barack Obama actually tanked the economy, then you've been in a coma for the last, 15 years, and you're an idiot. You truly are stupid. Your mama smoked or drank when she was pregnant with you, and a lot, or you ate lead paint chips as a child because you are a moron. You would rather save one unwanted fetus. We're not even talking about a child, we're talking about a fetus. Not a human being yet, no matter how much you like to say it is. Yet you gotta struggle from day to day just to put food on the table for the children you got. You gotta struggle day to day to make the rent or pay the mortgage. And you probably had to hock half of your stuff just to survive to this point. Well, I want you to put thanks where thanks is due. Thank the Republican Party. Because they're the ones who don't want to raise taxes on the rich, the people who can afford it. The same people they say produce jobs, but they haven't produced job one. Exxon has not produced any new jobs. Shell has not produced any new jobs. BP has not produced any new jobs. GE has not produced any new jobs. I'll tell you who has, and they all get tax breaks, by the way, but I'll tell you who has produced new jobs. The U.S. auto market. And they need 1.4 million jobs filled. That's right, 1.4 million jobs filled before the end of 2013. And who's responsible for that? Huh? Go ahead, you can say it. Come on, say it. Say it. Say it. Barack Obama and the Democratic Party. That's right. You can admit it. You can admit it. Step number 4. And I want you to look that up. Step number 4. Of the 12 steps, step number 4. Look it up. Now, let's talk about NSA. NSA and the spying and all other stuff. Well, first off, um, Edward Snowden and Bradley Manning should be taken out in the back of a building and shot because they are traitors. They are not heroes. They are not whistleblowers. They are traitors. They were employed and entrusted by the U.S. government, by the U.S. military, by U.S. soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, Coast Guard, to protect the secrets of this nation. And the only thing they did was weaken us in fighting terrorism, our true enemy. That's the only thing they did. Other than the fact that they violated, I don't know how many freaking laws under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and how many laws that they violated under the U.S. government for espionage. And the company that this idiot Snowden worked for, they will never be trusted again by the U.S. government. So how many people's jobs did you affect, you idiot? Edward Snowden, who's employed by a contractor to work for the U.S. government. When they lose their contract because of you, how many people have just lost their job, their career, who will never be able to look for another government job again because of you, because their resume says that they worked for that company? See, dumbass, you didn't just affect yourself. You affected thousands of people who relied on their jobs working for the U.S. government. You affected thousands of U.S. military personnel throughout the world. You affected hundreds of CIA operatives throughout the world who were fighting to keep us safe. Fighting to keep Americans safe. And you just screwed that up. You and this idiot Bradley Manning. I hope they have fun with you in Leavenworth, man. Both of you. I hope they have fun with you. I hope they put you in a cell with a big country boy named Bubba, who ain't had no nookie in about 5 years. I really do. Now, the other thing, a part of this NSA thing and spying and all that, is the AP subpoenas, right? The Associated Press subpoenas. Now, I agree with it. I agree with it. If you're working for the CIA or the U.S. government, or you're working in the Pentagon, and you're calling AP reporters and AP journalists, and you're giving them this information that isn't supposed to be given, you need to be fired. And for me, prosecuted. What law? I don't know. Let them figure it out. But you need to be prosecuted. Because you are violating everything that you in the espionage, spy, military community stand for. And you're letting down your comrades. The people that you sit next to every day. The people that you talk to. The people you laugh with. The people you eat lunch with. Now, here's another thing that really gets on my nerves. I was reading it in the paper the other night, and I read the whole story, and I just found it absolutely amazing that Jeff Skilling, the ex-CEO of Enron, is about to get 10 years reduced on his 24-year sentence. Why? Why? Because he's old? He's got bad health? Why? Personally, I don't care if he's got bad health. I don't care if he's old. I don't care if he's dying of cancer. Let him die in prison. All these guys, all these rich guys, all these guys with these millions of dollars who do nothing but rip people off, don't want to pay their fair share in taxes, okay, and they're in jail. And then some judge, some rich judge, by the way, wants to let them out. Give them a break. They didn't mean to do it. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. Rot in prison. Matter of fact, I say put them in a pink leotard with a tutu and put some lipstick on them and a wig and some mascara and make them walk around prison like that all day long. George W. and Dick Cheney, both of you idiots, you lied. You lied. And you know you lied. You lied about weapons of mass destruction. You know, it's bad enough that we had to go to Afghanistan. And we should have went to Afghanistan to go after al-qaeda and bin Laden and the Taliban. But you didn't get bin Laden. You know who got bin Laden? Our present President, Barack Obama. You didn't get jack squat. Why? Because you were more worried about Iraq and getting oil and getting contracts for Halliburton and all these other defense contractors which you all got your hands in. You, George W., and you, Dick Cheney, and the rest of you Republican dicks. You're a bunch of douches, and every last one of you ought to be in prison. You know, the war in Afghanistan, the war that we were supposed to be fighting, cost approximately $348 million a month. For all you guys who don't know, for all you people who keep listening to Fox News instead of actually looking up the real news and looking at all these conservative nutbag, conservative morons like Rush Limbaugh and what's that idiot that used to be on Fox? Beckham or Beck? Another moron, another idiot. Another conspiracy theorist. Give me a break. You want to talk about a conspiracy? Let's talk about the conspiracy between all the upper echelons of the Republican Party. George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, going into Iraq on fake lies. Lies that they gave to the American public that cost us more than $760 million a month. I want you to add that up. $760 million per month. Double what the Afghan war was, and there were no weapons of mass destruction. You caught one bad guy, which could have been left alone, because in reality, his tyranny is the one who kept al-qaeda out of Iraq, you morons, and now they're chock full of it. Why? Because you two stupid asses. Let's make sure we got it straight. I wrote it down, and I needed to write it down because I actually needed to look this statistic up. Okay? 4,487. I want that to sink in. And for you rich guys, I'd really like for you to go to bank and withdraw $4,487 in dollar bills, and I want you to lay it out on the floor. Lay it out on the floor. Especially you dicks in the Republican Party. Go to the bank, get $4,487 and lay it out on the floor. And look at all those dollar bills on the floor. That is how many soldiers, U.S. military personnel, you are responsible for their deaths in Iraq. It's just Iraq. You, George W., you, Dick Cheney, all you Republicans in the Republican Party, all you guys in the upper echelon who lied and knew you lied, you are responsible for all those soldiers' deaths. Yeah, I was a soldier, and I joined because I wanted to serve my country, not serve a couple egotistical, want to get richer than you already are, assholes. Because that's what you are. Every last one of you. let's put aside the 4,487. And for all you morons who keep voting Republican, I want that number to sink in. 4,487 for nothing. For nothing. Let this number sink in. 32,223. Got that? Come on. 32,223 U.S. military servicemen seriously wounded. You know what that means by seriously wounded? It means something missing. Something they can't ever get back. Something that makes them a disabled veteran. Disabled veteran, the same veterans that you Republicans shot down the bill to help. But you, all you country boys out there with your shotgun and your rifle, and don't get me wrong, I'm pro-gun, but I'm also pro-common sense. But all you morons out there, I'm a Republican, I'm waving my flag. I believe in the Republican Party because they're for our soldiers. Guess what? No, they ain't, stupid. And if you actually took the time to look it up yourself, instead of listening to Les Consolving and listening to Rush Limbaugh and listening to and reading all these and what's his name, Jack Bauman, and all these other guys who are conservative morons, and Beck and all these guys on Fox News. You know, every once in a while I tune into Fox News. You know why I tune into Fox News? Every once in a while I tune into Fox News just to watch the blonde bimbos that don't got nothing between their ears except space. And that idiot on the morning show. That idiot on the morning show. Not the blonde-haired idiot, the one that's always sitting on the left. Not the tall, skinny, blonde-haired idiot. I'm talking about the other guy on the right. The black-haired guy. The moron. I can't even remember his name because, like I said, I only tune in every once in a while. He comes up with some of the most stupid stuff and will agree with anything. Dude, seriously? I know Rupert Murdoch is paying you, but man, take your head out your ass, will you? All you guys at Fox News, just for 1 minute, stop thinking about the bottom line in your bank account and start telling the truth. You are nothing but a misogynist, lying network. Not falsehoods, lies. But let's put that aside. Up to today, the war in Iraq. And keep in mind, you know, you guys always blame Obama for all this stuff with the deficit and all this. Let's get it straight. All right. $7.5 trillion to date. $7.5 trillion just for Iraq. You hear that? I want you to let that sink in. The deficit that we have, $7.5 trillion, is from Iraq alone. And we had no way to recoup that money because George Bush and the goddamn Republicans weren't doing nothing but giving tax breaks to the oil companies, to the defense contractors, and to their buddies who make more than $1 million a year. Seriously, man? You want to thank George Bush and the Republicans for giving you a $500 tax break rebate when you filed your taxes? Really? $500? Add it up, sweet pea. Add it up. What does it come to in a year? What? A carton of them basic cigarettes per month? Yeah. That's a good reason to vote Republican. Give me a break. Y'all are stupid. Let's get off of that because I'm starting to get a little heated. Let's talk about immigration. Okay? I told you this is stuff that just plucked my nerves. Immigration. Okay. For all you people of Irish, Italian, German, Greek, Polish, whatever descent from Europe, um, you're an immigrant. That's right, you're an immigrant. And you've always been an immigrant. You've always been an immigrant since the day you were born. You know that kid that was in the NBA playoffs that sang the Star Spangled Banner wearing a mariachi outfit? He's more of an American than you white people, and you know why? Because he's Mexican, and Mexicans are descended from Indians. That's right, they're descended from Indians. Indigenous people, look it up, indigenous. And American Indians, along with Mexicans, we moved back and forth together long before the Spaniards and the Europeans came here. And don't let the paint job fool you, because I'm all Indian. 3/4 blood, thank you. So don't let the paint job fool you. I'm not white. You know that one drop rule you Republicans love? You know that one drop rule? You know, because I look white, I'm not white. Because I got way more than just one drop of American Indian blood in me. Okay? Oh, and by the way, if you're an American Indian and you vote Republican, you're a turncoat and a douche. Putting that aside. Immigration. All you people are immigrants. This country we call America, that it is today, was built on immigrants. They spoke Irish, Gaelic, Greek, Italian, Spanish, German, Polish, Czech, French. Y'all welcome them here. I mean, the Irish had some issues, and the Italians had some issues for a while. Germans did too for a while. But nothing like you guys are giving Latinos. I want you to think about one thing. When you go to buy them apples, those oranges, those tomatoes, the asparagus you love, the green beans you love, everything. When you walk into the Giant, Safeway, Acme, Piggly Wiggly, whatever, and you look at all them fruits and vegetables, you look at all them eggs, you look at all that milk and cheese, all those dairy products, I want you to do me a favor and think of one thing. I want you to remember that the reason those have the prices they have, because of immigrants, those illegal immigrants. Because those illegal immigrants, those migrant workers, work for $1.50 and $2 an hour. And you know who you are. You, that white boy sitting on his couch who's crying about he ain't got a job. Even though you went out and voted Republican like a moron. You're not going to go out and pick those for $1.50, $2 an hour. Are you? Are you? No, you're not. You're not. So I want you to remember one thing. All this extra tightening you're doing, all this stuff where you don't want to give an immigrant a break, all this stuff that you do when you're in the store and you see somebody who can only speak a little bit of English, I want you to remember one thing. I want you to think of $10.50 a pound for apples. I want you to think of $12.50 a gallon for milk. $14 a gallon for orange juice. And that ain't even the real stuff. That's the wannabe fake orange juice. Your green beans, $11 a pound. You like a banana in your Cheerios? Do you? I want you to think about a $6 banana. A $6 banana. when bananas hit $14 a pound. Why? Because when you get rid of all those migrant workers, all those illegal aliens you keep bitching about and moaning about, that means all them farmers are going to have to pay their workers at least minimum wage. Which means the price of every single thing that you eat, every single thing that you love, every single thing that you drink is going to go up. And it's going to go up past the point that you can afford it. That's right, you. Billy Bob, the one that's sitting in that trailer in Tennessee. Eddie, you, the one that's sitting in that mobile home down there in Georgia and Mississippi. You know Jimmy, you know, the one that got all them teeth missing in the front and got that little bit of dip in the lip. You remember that when you can't even afford to buy your family canned corn. Because when you go to the Aldi, instead of the corn being 28 cents a can, it is now $1.75 a can. And that's generic. Why? Because you want to vote Republican. You want to get a hard stand on immigrants. Go ahead, stupid. Cut your own throat, dumbass. See, because you're one of those morons who will bite your own nose off to spite your face. And for you hillbilly rednecks that don't know what I'm talking about, please, I want you to go out and ask somebody that's actually got an education, what I just said. Bite your own nose off to spite your face. Okay? Now, putting all this aside, you teabaggers, shut up. Please. Just go home. Just go home and shut up. Because you got all these idiots in Congress like Boehner and Cantor and Cruz. You got these morons all fired up. And the only thing they're doing is hurting us. You know, if it wasn't for them blocking everything that the Democrats and President Obama put out, if it wasn't for them blocking that stuff, do you realize the unemployment rate? That's right, the unemployment rate that everybody talks about so much. The unemployment rate would be down to 2.5% by now. 2.5%. Now, I don't know. I don't know what y'all be thinking. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. I mean, it's... I honestly believe that the U.S. is getting dumber by the day. And of course, records prove it. Records prove the U.S. is getting dumber and dumber by the day. We truly are. And it's your own fault. See, because y'all keep voting for Republicans, and Republicans are the ones who consistently, and I'm telling you, consistently vote down education. They vote down energy savings, stuff that would save us money. Now, in the meantime, I want to give y'all some facts here for a minute, okay? And I actually was researching this a while ago, and this is going to be the last thing I'm going to say. You're bitching about your energy bills, your gas and electric, how much it costs you. I want you to remember one thing. The U.S. has more than 1.5 million acres of land that belong to the U.S. government. You understand what I'm saying? We're not talking about parks. We're just talking about vacant land. More than 1.5 million acres. Now, if you guys would get out of the way and let Democrats do what needs to be done, you could be paying a whole lot less money than what you're paying now. I'm going to break it down to you. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Arizona, New Mexico, Nebraska, Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Just those states. Just in those states. That's not counting all the other ones. Just in those states, the government can build 10 solar wind fields per state. I want you to write this down for you guys that can't keep up. Write this down. 10 solar wind fields per state. 110 rows, 300 yards long, of solar panels, with 12 wind turbines between each row, spread out. This will provide twice the energy needed. I want you to understand this. Twice the energy needed. In other words, 200% of the energy needed to power the entire United States, the entire of Canada, and all of northern Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Will provide twice the energy needed to power the entire U.S., Canada, and northern Mexico. Think about that. Your electric bill will be half of your current energy bill combined. Understand what I'm saying? Your electric bill will be half of all of your current bills, energy bills combined, saving all the oil and gas that we have now and are producing now for automobiles, trains, planes, and ships. Nothing else. It will also provide 25,000 high-paying union jobs for 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? And we're not talking about like high-tech jobs. We're talking about a job you, Billy Bob, you, Jimmy, you, Toothless Jimmy, you can do. Laborers. You, that moron sitting there on his couch in Mississippi, who's surfing the net, looking for anything against Republicans in a Tea Party. You could be making $15 an hour as a laborer. Yeah. So, I don't know what else to say other than, wake up, America. Wake up. You're my country of birth. You are. You are my country of birth. I am an American Indian. And I love my native peoples. I love Americans of all races, colors, ethnicities, religions. I don't care what you are. Really don't. But you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You gotta stand by the people who are doing right by you. Look, I'm not saying Democrats are good and Republicans are evil. What I'm saying is look, politicians are bad. They're all paid liars. They're like lawyers. They get paid to lie. But you gotta pick the lesser of two evils. You got a little bit shisty, a little bit on the shady side, as opposed to just in your face, lying, corrupt. I don't care about you. If you think that idiot that ran for president against Obama, that's a shame. I forgot this man's name. Oh, wow. I forgot his name. Now, you know, that's a damn shame. That's a shame. Okay. Oh. Anyway, you heard him. You heard him out of his own mouth about how 47% of the U.S. population, and I'm one of that 47%. I'm not collecting nothing from the U.S. government. I'm part of that 47% because I'm not going to vote Republican. He said, forget about you. Forget about you. And in reality, every Republican feels that way. They're not going to tell you directly to your face. It's that hidden stuff. It's just stuff they sit back in the back, and the only people they talk to about it is the same idiots that they hang out with on the weekend. Yeah, man. I shot that down. I shot down that bill by Obama, boy. Yeah, I shot that down. He ain't getting nothing past us, no matter how much it hurts the country. All I'm saying is use your brain. Even though I know some of you don't have one, use your brain. In the meantime, peace, people. Peace. I love y'all. I don't agree with y'all, and some of y'all make me just want to smack you in the mouth, but I love y'all. Peace. Be careful, and remember, the Creator loves you. He just doesn't like what you're doing to his earth. Okay? Peace.